Welcome to GCTV and welcome to the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Rome. We are getting ready to bring you the 13th Grand Prix of the 2022 season, and with already 12 golden tickets being handed out to the Lgct Super Grand Prix in Prague at the end of the year. Who then out of this starting list will qualify and will go on to win tonight's Grand Prix, win tonight's golden ticket and add their name to that incredibly sought after list? We will find out, of course. The big news is, over the next few moments, we'll be taking you through what to expect in Rome. But as we know, good weekend for Peter Fredriksson in the Global Champions League. Just a single fault for him means that he has qualified for the Grand Prix. So we will see Peter Fredriksson and Christian K in the Grand Prix. Ben Meyer, Ludger Birbam, Peter de Vos, Christian Allman. They have all qualified, which should make tonight's Grand Prix as tight as ever. Before we get too stuck into Rome, let's remind you what took place in Valkenswaard just a week ago for young Mikey Pender to be crowned the champion of Valkenswaard.
Hello and welcome to Valkenswaard for the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. Michael Pender was second in Hamburg on this very same horse on HHS Kelly. Oh, that was a great ride. He's second and a half up on the clock. Come on, Michael. Come on, Michael. Put the pressure on those big guns. Put the pressure on those to come. Here comes Michael Pender and he's clear. And Michael Pender leads the Grand Prix in Valkenswaard. Now Philip Weishaupt and Kobe. Go, Philip, go. This could be it. Here comes Weishaupt. He's slower. He is a second and a half slower, and Michael Pender wins his very first Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix in his career. What a weekend for him.
It's my first five-star Grand Prix win, so I'm absolutely over the moon.
You're also now going to Prague, a golden ticket to the Lgct Super Grand Prix.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a Grand Prix that everybody wants to be in, and I'm absolutely delighted that I'll take part in it.
A first ever Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix, a first ever five-star Grand Prix win for young Mikey Pender. He is a champion of Valkenswaard and he is now a golden ticket holder and will be at the Lgct Super Grand Prix in Prague later on this year. Let's show you what the overall championship standings look like as far as the Lgct is concerned. Well, Christian Allman, your championship leader, has qualified for tonight's Grand Prix on Mandato and still leads the championship quite comfortably. Peter de Vos, your number 2 on Momstupi de la Roque, has qualified and is in. Let's not forget that Ben Meyer and Feltic HB has qualified as well. So your 1, 2 and 3 on the championship standings have all qualified for today's Grand Prix, which is very exciting. Jur Freeling has qualified as well. So it is going to be a sensational Grand Prix, as has Derek Kenny. So a handful of the top riders inside the top 8 have all qualified already for tonight's Grand Prix. And here is a look at those golden ticket winners. Ludger Birbam, having won twice already this year, victorious in Doha. And as we see, Katrien Ackerman, Dennis Lynch and Sanna Thijssen taking up the first 4 Marlon Zanotelli. What a victory that was in Saint-Tropez. And Christian Allman, also a 2-time winner, going on to win in Hamburg in particular. Daniel Deusser, Henrik van Ackerman, and we will put a spotlight on Marlon Zanotelli as well and look back at that famous victory in Paris. Max Kuhner, Peter de Vos and Mikey Pender, as we mentioned. Your 12 winners of the golden tickets in 2022 already. Which then of these riders who have qualified for tonight's Grand Prix will scratch their name into number 13? Well, we were able to catch up with Marlon Zanotelli following that famous victory, his first victory to go on and win a golden ticket and win in Paris. Marlon Zanotelli takes us back through that moment.
My day in the show is different from show to shows. So Saturdays, normally in the Globals, is the most important day. We have the final from the teams and the Grand Prix. This morning I did some exercise from my personal trainer around 9, and then I came to the show between 9:30 and 10 to ride my horses. It's a special show because we're in the middle of the center of the city, close to the Eiffel Tower. So we have a little bit less space to work the horses, so we need normally to work the horses in the morning. I think a big part of riders, it's also the training part. It is my case. I have one student, Ingrid Gelston. She's a very good young rider, and she's also competing at the 5-star level. Training for me, it's definitely something that I have fun with, but also takes a bit of your energy and your time in your organization. I ride one horse at 1 o'clock and then have lunch at 2. We are very lucky with the Global Champions too. They always have very nice VIP with food during the whole day. Try to give myself about 2 hours before the class and then eat something light like a salad or fish or chicken. The 340, we have the team class, Jumping Like a Diamond, which is a mare that I have big beliefs on. It's owned by the family Gelston, which are the parents from Ingrid. So my routine with the classes, it's very related to the horse. I do my warm-up before I get on the horse to stretch my body, get myself ready. That's why I looked for personal training, and I have a fantastic personal trainer, Diego Linares. He does a very good work specific to riders. He does exercises focused on myself, and one of the things he really included on it is to warm up before getting in the horse, to get your body flow and your brain and your muscles ready for it. 4 horses before I go in the ring, I give my horse a break and myself as well a break. Talk to Andrea, which is my groom for 10 years, to know if there is anything with the tack or anything we need to do, a boot check or anything that needs to be done before going into the ring. When I have about 2 horses to go, I start to get ready to do my last few jumps. That I go on details, on strides, and what kind of feel I think I'm gonna have. I have my wife competing in another 5-star show and the other side of Europe. So in between my classes, I'm watching her classes and calling her and talking to her about her rounds, and she talks about my rounds. So I'm lucky to have my wife in a high-level sport like that and my family all involved. Today the Grand Prix is at 7:15. Once I'm at the gate, it's also a moment again to go through the course mentally, trying to have a tunnel vision, just 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, 5AB, and go through the course and the lines as simple as possible, just to get a little bit on the zone of the course. I try to keep that every single class. So if I do that repeatedly when it comes to an important day like today, then you don't get as nervous because your brain feels like you're in a comfort zone.
The split time says that he is 1 second up on the clock as Marlon Zanotelli, after finishing second on 2 of 3 occasions already, now has it all in his own hands to finally win the Grand Prix here in Paris and win the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. There's Zanotelli. It is the first one ever in his career, and he finally does it after finishing second on 3 occasions. Now finally, all the emotion in that fist. Look at his face.
It's also time to celebrate a bit with the owners and with your staff. That is a big part of it. Your groom and the people surrounded. You get a bit together and celebrate a bit the result.
It's definitely a special moment. I know I'm not French, but I'm feeling like one today. Merci beaucoup.
A lovely look into the life, a day in the life of Marlon Zanotelli, taking us through that famous Paris victory. And here we see him doing his course walk for tonight's Grand Prix. Can Marlon Zanotelli make it 2 victories this season as well? We've seen a handful of riders already do that this year, so don't put it past Marlon Zanotelli for making it 2 in 2022. Now, Jud Feeling standing by for us for tonight's Grand Prix. Jud, thank you very much once again, having qualified on cum laude. How are you feeling for the Grand Prix?
Yeah, he feels good. Weather was a little bit warm, so it takes a little bit out of the horses. But he has a good condition. The sun is now a little bit gone, so it looks good.
Yet, were there some good lessons to learn from the Global Champions League? Have the opportunity to jump already this weekend. Did that teach you some things about the Rome ring?
Yeah, okay, it's going to be difficult enough now, the Grand Prix. If you walk it, Juliano builds it always that you don't see really one fence what's going to be really difficult. I think number 3 is to see for the horse is quite difficult. But like we know from him, the faults can be everywhere.
And yet, from a championship point of view, a lot of the riders that are inside the top 8, Peter Vos and Ben Meyer, yourself, are all jumping in tonight's Grand Prix. Have you set yourself a goal for the championship? Where do you want to finish? How high can you feel you can go?
Yeah, first I was hoping for the top 5, but now at the moment I hope for the top 3. But exactly what you said, all the good riders are in again. And yeah, it will be very tough till the end, I think. Every show is now going to be won, and it's going to be more and more precisely that we ride really good. And yeah, the concurrence is really strong here.
And tell me why tonight can be the night that you will win a golden ticket to the Super Grand Prix in Prague.
Oh, that's maybe too much. I don't have the quickest horse, so a golden ticket is far away for me. But we try. First we have to try to get in a jump off, and then we see again. Maybe it's also important for me that I can just get enough points that I go for double clear, maybe, that I have some points to get higher in the championships.
All right, we look forward to seeing you come out tonight. Best of luck for the Grand Prix. Jir Freeling and Komlada will be jumping tonight. And as he said, not the quickest of horses, but the first goal is to jump double clear, get into the jump off, and maybe he can make up some championship points and continue to climb. The man that everyone is chasing is Christian Ahlmann, the championship leader, and 2 Lgct victories already this year. We caught up with him prior to today's Grand Prix.
I hope two clear rounds. Mandato jumped very well yesterday. He felt good in the ring here, and he jumped very well last year. So I hope we can do. I hope we can do the same. But this is only a wish, and we have to work on it that we get close to that.
Christian Ahlmann confident as we see him now finishing up on his course walk as well. A confirmation and a reminder that Christian Ahlmann has qualified for tonight's Grand Prix on Mandato. He in fact will be the 3rd last rider to come out the gate. And as you can see there on the ticker at the bottom of your screen, Christian Ahlmann leading comfortably over Peter de Vos in 2nd place, who has qualified and then will be jumping today on Momstupi de la Roque. Ben Meyer and Feltic HB qualified and will be jumping. So Jir Freeling, as we just found out and spoke to, has qualified and will be involved. So what a Grand Prix we have lined up for ourselves tonight. Stay with us here on GCTV as we get ready for the final few closing moments as we stand by for the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Rome next here on GCTV.